my ninjas, to another toy review. Like I said before, I am back with a review of the SIC Kamen Rider FAIZ figure with Autovajin. As you can see, this figure is crazy as far as detail goes. I mean, they pulled out all the stops, and it's a small figure, so it's crazy. Considering what I paid for it, it better be crazy. It's not without its flaws, but overall, this is an amazing figure. FAIZ is my favorite Kamen Rider. I think his weapons, his look, his mannerisms, everything, like I told you before in the Blaster Mode review, it speaks to me. The cool thing about the super imaginative Chokogen line is this is not how FAIZ appears in the actual TV show. This is a reimagining of the figure. You see how much detail is here. It's like 10 times the detail of what the character actually has. Like, as you see up there, that's Blaster Mode, and you can see a lot of the lines, a lot of the paint, a lot of all the little marks and shapes and all that stuff is not on the figure as he appears in the TV show and in the movies. This is like them reimagining him and, you know, upping the design aesthetic, and it works. Everything on his belt is removable. Even the phone that you see in the front, the little cell phone that he uses to transform, it's crazy because on the larger figure, that's all standard stuff too. His core, like under his upper torso, is metal, die-cast metal, and then everything else is plastic. So for the most part, this is a pretty durable figure. Even that translucent plastic on top of the plastic that makes up his eyes is there. He came with a lot of well, not a lot, but he came with a couple accessories, and the accessories are pretty nice. There's Autovajin, and this is how his FAIZ Edge works in the show. He takes something off of his phone, puts it into the grip on the or handlebar on Autovajin, and then you hear some weird, you know, blah blah blah, and then it pulls out the sword. I think that's awesome. Autovajin didn't come with the sword. This figure actually came with the sword, and if you notice, the handle is different, but you get the picture. And there's him battle ready with his sword. I mean, it's cool because all the weapons, they work well. They actually made the sword out of a kind of rubbery plastic, so it's a softer PVC that actually can, you know, withstand play. This is one of the bad parts. That the gun phone mode is awesome, but he can't hold it. I had to like balance that in his hand to take the picture, so that's kind of sad. But as you can see, those are all of his accessories. I mean, that's a decent amount of accessories for such a small figure, and for the most part, everything works. Personally, I would have given him only one set of hands and have them work for everything. But anyway, Autovajin. Now this thing, it took me forever to find it. Then I found it, and it was smaller than what I expected, which is why I ended up getting FAIZ in the first place. But this figure is pretty awesome. It's not without its flaws too, especially for the price, but overall it's awesome. The paint job is awesome. The articulation is awesome. The look overall is awesome. As you can see, the only accessories are the kickstand and those two hands that you see there for when he's in his robot mode. Now, what I dig about FAIZ is the fact that his motorcycle actually does something. Most of the riders, their bikes don't really do anything, and I always wondered why do the majority of the riders have useless bikes that are just kind of fast, you know? But yeah, FAIZ is, Autovajin is exactly as posable as FAIZ himself. He actually has more points of articulation, but not in the same spots. But it's pretty damn impressive for such a small figure. Like I said, it kind of puts G.I. Joe to shame, but G.I. Joe puts them to shame as far as durability goes. So there's a size comparison. You can see that if FAIZ is a little bit bigger than a G.I. Joe, that would make Autovajin the size of an SH Figuarts figure, and they're about a couple inches shorter than your average Marvel Legends or DC Universe Classics. But there he is with the his gun wheel attached to his arm. I always thought that looks kind of strange. You know, in the show it's just the wheel, not the bars as well. There he is without it. You can take that out. Almost everything on the figure is on pegs. So, and that's a strength, and that's also the biggest weakness of this figure. The transformation was pretty simple. You can remove things, but like the pegs that you see on his hands, those are the pegs for when you're in bike mode. That's where FAIZ's feet sit. But I super glued those in because I was tired of taking them out and doing stuff with them. If you look closely on the portion holding the wheel in place, there's like thrusters and whatnot, because Autovajin does fly around. And I think that's awesome that they actually did that. So just, you know, posing them, letting you see how cool and how detailed they are. I don't know, it's just awesome. I've been playing around with this thing since I got it. I got it last week, and I was just amazed. I know his horns, ears, wings, whatever you want to call them, are pointing in the wrong direction, but I just prefer that look as opposed to them going back the other way. So that wheel by itself, I mean, it really looks strange, and it turns independently of the handlebars when in bike mode. But when you transform him, you know, in this mode, it's pretty stable when it's on those pegs. It actually sticks better than everything else. But look at how there's that translucent plastic, and then there's like his brain painted underneath it. It's crazy. There's a little symbol, the FAIZ's symbol. It's kind of like the cross out, whatever it is that he's fighting. Little details like that are the things that you're paying for with this figure, although I still think that the price was a little bit too much. There is some die cast in Autovajin, but I have no idea where exactly it is. You can feel the weight in the figure. It's somewhere in his core, but I can't tell which parts aren't and which parts are. I mean, I guess if I put a magnet near it, I'd be able to figure it out. But, I mean, you just see how perfectly these two fit together. It's crazy. It's better than most of the 8-inch scale figures, you know? Some of the articulation on these two figures, it's even better than like Marvel Legends, because once again the articulation actually benefits the sculpt benefits from the articulation. It's not, it works with it instead of working against it. They stand up really well. They move really well. Now this is the part where I have my complaints. Everything on Autovajin is held in by a peg. The idea is when you transform him, you have to take parts off to put them in other places instead of it doing like a traditional transformer. The handlebars up there are the support piece for the head. The little peg that you see facing us is where you stick the head in, but the handlebars themselves pop up. See the two little square spaces or rectangular spaces? Those lay down on these two pegs that stick up out of the interior portion of Autovajin's like shoulder area. You see those two black pegs? Those are them. So there's nothing clicking or anything like holding this thing in place, and that aspect of it kind of sucks, because you would expect that if you pay like 30 bucks for something that small, that it would have all these mechanisms and it'd be like a transformer but on steroids. That's the arm. The arm is the same way as the head that I just showed you and neck. It's just a peg. So if you, sometimes when you're turning it to transform it and you're moving things to transform it, it just falls right out, which is strange, you know? American toys don't do that kind of stuff. But all in all, it's kind of a display piece that you could kind of play with if you tweak some things. I plan on, you know, posing them a lot and probably taking more pictures and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to get any more SIC figures because the price was just freaking ridiculous for such a small figure. But I mean, it is an awesome looking figure. I have to admit, of all my 3 3/4 inch figures, or in that, you know, even remotely in that scale, since he's a little bit bigger, this thing looks the best. So I don't know. I like the Hibiki figure, and I might go looking for that, because I've seen him for a lot cheaper than FAIZ. FAIZ, every single thing that I've showed you, they don't even make them anymore. So you really gotta search for this guy. and make sure that you can, you know, find all of his parts and everything so you can get the full experience. But if you do manage to find everything, and, you know, for a decent price actually, like I paid around 70 bucks for the two of these guys together with shipping and everything, and I got them from two different places, and one place was in the US and one place was in Hong Kong, so it took forever for the stuff to come. So if you can find it, it's few and far in between. FAIZ himself was the last FAIZ I found on the site that I found this. So you really got to hunt around. If you're looking for blaster mode in the SIC variation, it's next to nothing. I tried to find him and I couldn't find him anywhere. It looked like they stopped production on that figure, and fans just bought that up immediately. You have to take into consideration that the Kamen Rider 555, the series itself, it ran in 2003. We didn't get figures, we didn't get SIC figures until 2005. So, and that's just about, I want to say, everybody. That's FAIZ in his blaster form, that's regular FAIZ, that's Autovajin, that's Kaiza and Delta, and I think a little bit later we got Axle form. So yeah, fans were waiting for a while. I'm not sure when the SH Figuarts figures came out, but you know, fans were waiting a little bit for a while before these figures actually, you know, caught on and became like the thing. So yeah, they're tough to find. So if you find them, props to you. Good luck for those of you who are looking for them. I hope you can find them. It's definitely worth it. If this is your first time getting into these figures, just be prepared to spend a pretty penny. I would just save up about $100 just in case, because some of these places are out of the country and shipping is the spot that'll get you. So yeah, save up $100 and look for these. I mean, it's no point having the rider without his bike. So this is how they get you. But you know, if you're a collector, you already know what the chase is like. So I am Strident. This has been my review for Kamen Rider FAIZ and Autovajin. And I hope you dug it, and I hope you stick around for the next review. Alright? Have a good one, guys. Peace.